Oh my gosh!
No rehearsals whatsoever.
Yeah, that really came together.
That happened right there just now.
Oh, you guys! I am still aroused from last night. I don't know about you guys. Can I just go ahead and get out my favorite thing from last night?
Go ahead.
They cut to those two, Michonne and Rick, in the bed, and his hand is still on her ass.
That's very true.
I mean, he suffered through old flat ass Lori for so many years, and he's finally got a girl with some booty. I like it.
And I gotta share something with you guys, with the fans, with all the listeners. I only saw the last 15 minutes of the episode last night. So I literally saw it was at a commercial break. It came back and Rick came in, sat on the couch with Michonne, and so I was lost. I was like, what the hell is going on? And when he gave her those mints and their fingers intertwined, I was like, what's happening? What is happening? I'm not a fan.
Right, and we'll get into that in a minute because it's another time where I've been contradictory because I'd said I wouldn't mind Rick with Michonne, but I have a few concerns. It's not that I don't mind them together if this was a perfect world, but it's a little different in the zombie apocalypse.
No, this is weird.
This
is weird.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Like Matt said before the podcast, it's like watching your brother and sister make out.
Yeah, it's like watching two of it's like having three friends grow up together, and then you watch the two friends just start like humping and making out. And you're like, what is happening?
If Matt started making out right now, it would be weird for me.
Would it be weird for you?
Complained before. You have never complained before. Never ever. Don't play that.
Wait, what do you mean? I've never seen Rick and Michonne get it on before. Like, it's different if it's someone like I feel invested in Michonne, and I don't know, I have a different view of her and Rick's. Good for both of them for getting some. Rick has got a lot of booty during this zombie apocalypse. Like, he's gotten more booty during the zombie apocalypse than I've gotten in my regular life. Like, it's amazing. He is a pimp.
He's definitely getting it, but the thing is, I have concerns with the Richonne situation, or is it Is it Richonne? That's what they're calling it,
or
Richonne,
Mick,
or Mick, yeah, Richonne. I think is what they're going with. The problem I have with it is because they are my two favorite characters, and they started hooking up. This would be like on Lost if Sawyer and Charlie started humping. It just wouldn't.
Yeah,
I never saw that show, but this really makes me wish it was on HBO once again because I don't know if you guys watch True Blood, but those humping scenes, with Sookie and Bill,
man,
we totally would have seen a bareback Michonne riding Rick's pole.
You probably would. I'm surprised you didn't see something like any butt crack or anything last night.
Yeah,
and there was something else they were talking because they're paving the way. Somebody dropped the People versus O.J. Simpson, the new comes on FX. They're allowed to say the F word once per season.
Ooh, my goodness!
Because some woman lawyer called him a mother effer or something like that because she said it not in the context of a curse word, but like she was surprised by something, and in that context you can use the F word according to the FCC rules.
Right.
So that paves the way for Negan's language next season.
Oh,
they're saying that he can actually they won't hold back and he'll be able to be more true to the comics. So I think that things are looking up, guys.
They're gonna have to. I mean, because he just uses the F word more liberally than any character I've ever seen in my life, other than maybe like in the Deadpool movie.
It's true.
They threw the F bomb out a lot.
They did.
So Negan is very much the same way. I mean, and it wouldn't be the same Negan if you reeled him in and had him going, well, but gosh, by golly, I'm gonna have to kill one of you.
That would actually be kind of funny.
It would.
In Negan's way, if he said it.
Right.
He's like, oh, I need to watch my language. Or
you know what, though? That is actually something Negan would probably say, but it would just be like, gosh, darn it.
Yeah.
Type deal.
He'd lace it up. He'd make it colorful.
But I do have concerns with Rick and Michonne, and here's why. I don't mind them together in the sense of if this was a perfect world, like zombies are eradicated, everything's good, then great, go for it. But in the Walking Dead world, when someone's in love, that means one of the two of them is always... You now have a death watch level that you didn't have before.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
So, and obviously, people say, they'll do... I saw something, though. I love The Walking Dead. I love it. Screen Junkies. You ever watch them?
I've never seen it.
They do honest trailers where they, give trailers.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
They did one for Walking Dead season 1 and 2. Well, they went back and did one from 4 through 6, and they got it right. They were like, the show that was once known for killing off any main character at any given time has now become the show that will kill off any supporting character at any given time, or that will only kill off. So, it might be so, but I still think Rick's safe for a while. I don't think they'll take him out. Yeah, so that means Michonne is the one that will be on death watch.
I don't want to hear that.
See, I don't think it's going to anything's going to happen to either one of them. These are the facts we have
to face. This is what happens when you start screwing your friend.
There's going to be some awkward supply runs coming up. Right. I know that much. They're going to be going down the road in the truck, just them two. So you want to talk about it?
But you know what?
No, not at all.
That's true love, though, because think they have been on the road together for months. They have seen the absolute worst and most disgusting out of each other.
Weird. I'm
they
sorry.
live together.
She's helping raise the baby.
Weird. Oh, it's so weird.
I like it.
I want to see how Carl's
going
to
to react to this. I don't view them as a romantic. Oh man, I think he might like it because she's really motherly to Rick.
You missed it, but they had a very touching scene. Deanna came back. And they let Spencer take her out, and she asked Carl why didn't he kill her instead of leading her around the woods, and he said because someone that loved her should have been the one to do it.
That was sentimental.
And he told her that if she, turned, he would be the one to kill her, basically saying that he loved her. He thought
or little things like the little peck on his forehead when she went out to help Rick
I mentioned that last night when we were watching it, all of us. I really liked that.
Really, she's always really concerned about him.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are aware that we just started with a 2-month time jump, right? This is 2 months after.
I'm sorry. I got into. It's
so much ground.
So much happened at the end. But okay, let's go.
Like the very first scene, Michonne's walking around in her bathrobe, and they're kind of. It's a little flirty. I thought like he had already nailed it.
I did
like,
too.
Going into
until
it,
they slapped hands.
Yeah.
Until the hand slap, I was like, is he going to kiss her goodbye?
Never saw it coming.
And
never saw it. No pun intended.
Ooh.
But
speaking of coming, Jesus, the second coming.
Yeah. Jesus has returned, children.
Right.
With a different name than he had in the comics, apparently. It was Paul Monroe in the comics. And
Paul Reyes or something like that.
Yeah, it was something different in the show. I mean, it was Paul, but
last name, family was Monroe, so they didn't want to have the confusion.
I'm anxious to, in the show, how they will refer to him, as if they will call him Jesus or if they will call him Paul.
Like Jesus. In modern day, he looks like if Jesus were a DJ today.
I was concerned because in the comics, like Jesus actually tells Rick, when Rick shows up, he's like, man, you can't be but like 120 pounds soaking wet and these people follow you. You must be a little badass. I mean, like, he's a big, gruff, manly man. He's got, like, just a stout physique. And then when I saw who they casted for the guy, it's like, okay, number one, in a completely non-gay way, damn, this dude has amazing eyes. But
they're piercing. They're very
piercing eyes. Yeah. But I was like, he doesn't fit the Jesus bill. He's very clean cut and kind of skinny and I was like, I just don't see how this will work. However, the way they pulled it off, I actually really liked it. I mean, I like that they brought some comedy into this episode.
Yeah.
I heard it was really good. I'm flying blind here, man. I heard it was really good.
In our world, Jesus saves. In their world, Jesus steals. He nabbed Rick's keys and took on off with the truck full of goodies.
And you know what?
But he still saves. He saves Daryl.
Oh,
he did.
Yeah,
he
still definitely could have,
he saves, but he takes his time doing it.
He's
going to be a pretty nasty dude first.
Well, and I thought it was hilarious because there's a scene where, since you didn't see it, where Rick and them think they've defeated him, so they pull off, and they think that they're laughing and they're riding, and all of a sudden they hear poo poo, and Daryl is like, that bastard's on the roof, and Rick's like, hold on. And slams on the brakes, and you just see Jesus go and tumble. But then the way he gets up and kind of like and just takes off running, it was very comical in nature.
Oh man, I'm a fan of good physical humor. I got my AMC app for some reason is not working.
This guy's very animated. I want to
watch the episode.
The guy playing Jesus is very animated. He's got a lot of body, just the way he moves. Because he hits and he jumps up and he kind of like looks and just shoots off, and it's freaking hilarious. Because usually Eugene, I feel, is the comedy in the episode. So it was. Nice to see some comedy coming.
So my question to you guys is, since you're really familiar with the comic book, do you think, with the introduction of Jesus, I know you've been, Justin, you've really been looking forward to this. Do you think that thus far they've done a really great job of casting? Like all together, is there anybody
in the show period
compared to the comic book? Is there anybody you're like, I don't
half
think
and half.
Really?
Oh yeah, some of them just did. Abraham, great casting. Michonne, great casting. Jesus, I didn't think great casting, but the way they did the beard and
I think he's gonna win you over, pal.
He looks like a skinnier Jesus, so that goes good. But there are some that Eugene is really good.
Yeah,
Andrea was not a good, a good comic.
Talking about Andrea, in the comic, instead of hooking up with Michonne,
it was
Rick hooks up with Andrea.
It was Andrea.
Yeah, Rick hooks up with himself, and afterwards hooks up with Andrea,
which is really good. But that's what we need, like mainstream television. We need.
I'm sure in this lonely world, Rick's hooked up with himself. Quite a bit.
Who wouldn't? But the thing is, like, he was a lot more conflicted going into his relationship with Andrea because he watched Jesse die, and he just tells her, he's like, look. every woman I love ends up getting, brutally killed. And Andrea's like, get over yourself, Rick. We've all lost people. Yeah. Now let's do this thing.
Right, and that's why I'm glad you...
But it was like no apprehension with Michonne. He just went for it, man.
I didn't know it was 2 months from the last episode.
I knew it was a few weeks. I didn't know it was 2 months.
So I thought he got over Jesse really quick.
Yeah, someone informed me with The Talking Dead. I didn't watch The Talking Dead, but they said that he said that it's been a 2-month time jump.
Well, that makes sense, too, because it's going to be a boring process watching them clean the town. And I just want to know where they got the camera. I know that Aaron had a camera, so they must have used that same camera to take the picture of Carl and Judith. At the beginning of the episode, it was a picture. It started, it was a picture of Carl with Judith
and Rick's fossil watch. I thought that was really weird. Last episode, Rick's rocking a fossil watch. I would have figured he'd be like a old like gold watch with a leather band type guy. Yeah. But he's doing the fossil watch.
And we found out Rick likes a lot of old like jazzy blues type music. Yeah, they're riding down the road.
We're learning a lot about Rick's style.
He's got jungle fever. We know it all, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Rick's got classy taste.
Rick was just all over the place, but the roles once again have switched. Yeah. Because now Daryl is the one like, we don't need to be letting people in.
He was so grumpy this episode.
And Rick is now the one. And see, that's it's not a problem for me, but that's something people will pick on The Walking Dead a lot about, particularly Rick, because it's like, this isn't a democracy. And then a few episodes later, I can't make these decisions for you. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not your governor. And then it's like, we don't need to be letting people in. And he's like, well, maybe this guy is like, hassling them. And, Daryl's like, leave him. And Rick's like trying to, we remember at one part he was trying to yell the questions to him. Like the guy's running away and Rick's like, how many walkers have you killed?
And Daryl's like, stop, Rick. Who cares? Stop. Yeah, Daryl was such a grouch. Like when the lesbian nurse was trying to ask for soda for her lady friend. What's her lady friend's name? Tara.
Well, she wasn't asking for soda for herself.
Well, no, for Tara, she's been mentioning it in her sleep. I don't know if she likes it or not. And Daryl's just kind of like, I don't want to be hearing this.
Yeah,
I mean that's what I would have been.
I'd probably lay off of the soda.
But he went out and he got it. But
he did get it. But man, he was grouchy.
Did they lose it? Because I heard the thing went into the water.
Oh yeah,
that's what when he said the rest of it's in the bottom of a lake, and Michonne was like, "Oh, so you did have a bad day." That was when that moment I was like, "What?"
She told him, she was like, you did have a day, because he kept telling Daryl today's going to be the day, and they did. They went out and they found this whole truck.
Carpe diem, bro.
Like,
Carpe
stock. Seize the carp.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
What is that from?
Out Cold.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that movie in a very... That's the one with the guys like greetings from the interior, right?
Maybe. They snowboard.
Yeah.
They snowboard.
I saw that. I've seen that once.
It's got Pigpen, and they're trying to say Carpe the Diem. He's like in the back. He's like, seize the carp.
Oh, that guy was in something else. Okay, it was that because that dude was the guy in Rat Race who didn't, the brother of Seth Green who didn't have a tongue. And he was like, oh, mama, you don't have a...
Oh, jeez.
It was a really good actor.
How do you swallow your food with no tongue?
Is that like a joke or a riddle? It sounds like a joke.
I need to know. I need to know.
It's a straw
down.
Probably just slides it on down. Yeah. A lot of viscous foods, I'm sure.
Just like Michonne.
But I do wish.
Hey.
Oh man, I'm just so into this, you guys. I want to see their caramel
I'm hoping
babies.
I warm up to it. I'm hoping I warm up to it.
I want to see their mocha latte babies.
Because there's no other than the fact that as them two, I don't look at them as like romantically interested people.
Right.
But she's a good mother figure to Carl.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Carl, his right eye on the TV show is the one that's blown out, but in the comic book, isn't it his left eye?
Oh, yikes!
I think it's his right eye because I remember him looking
right eye
when he's looking.
Right,
can you imagine looking at the frame? Like of him going, Dad, I swear it's this side. So if he's looking at you, it's the side to your left.
You're probably right.
But I'll have to check that out. Somebody hit the punchline again. Say the Michonne thing again. Just say like what you said.
Oh, yeah. What did you say?
What did you say?
Oh, you said the joke about Michonne.
Something you were like, just like Michonne?
Yeah, I said, sorry, here we go. Slide it down. What did you say? He probably just lets it slide right down. Yeah, just like Michonne. We have a snare drum now?
Yes, we do.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And also we have you know what? I'm going to start using this. I'm going to start using this if we get off subject at all.
I like sound.
Bro, keep that hot button on standby.
Should I start
You're going to be hearing that a lot.
Oh, man.
I've got that. I've got all kinds of sound effects.
I went to the dentist the other day and I was... sorry.
Back to the Walking Dead, folks.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. All kinds of effects here. So,
So what haven't we talked about yet? Carl and Enid.
Carl and Enid, Carl and Enid went out into the woods. They had a nice little, it's kind of, again, like a reversal of roles in a way because Carl now wants to get out and she kind of straight up is like, I don't want to.
And Matt, before we started, you were talking about trying to get into Invincible comics. Was that because you knew that Carl was reading them, or just
no? Well, I heard that they introduced some Robert Kirkman stuff in there, but I've known about Invincible for a few years now, and I've just never gotten.
It was
into
a nice little Easter egg seeing him reading the
That
Invincible.
is really cool. I saw that on the internet today. They had
nice product placement, Kirkman.
They showed Invincible and something else. By him,
it might have been Astounding Wolfman, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
He gets out there, dude. He's got a lot of big stuff going on.
Man, I feel like
he's young. I thought he was a lot older.
Robert Kirkman, late 30s.
Right, I thought he was like in his 50s or something.
I'll tell you what, though, if we could find someone that could animate, I feel like we could write some kick-ass comics if we could just find someone that could animate them.
Who out there can draw?
Please,
I want you to
get
post
with
a
us.
picture.
We want to make comics.
Can you post pictures on YouTube in your comments? Is that possible?
I don't think.
Go on our Facebook.
Yeah,
post some drawings.
If you can make comics, if you can illustrate comics, we want to write comics with you.
Give me a picture of us three of what you're just. I want to see this mental image of what you think we look like sitting at a table, just talking about something, and just be creative with it. But post a couple pictures on that.
That is cool. I would like for someone who's never seen us to post,
and we'll put it in the next episode because the little pictures that we post up. We'll put it on there right now.
Absolutely,
that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be
nice.
really cool.
History in the making.
Yep, bumper stickers right there.
Ooh.
Oh.
What was that other one about? We had a T-shirt idea a while ago. I have to go back and listen.
We had said those who arrive.
Subscribe
survive. Someone already has that.
Aw.
Yep, someone already has that.
All right. Well, in your
really
drawings.
Dude, I like that one too.
Where did you have you had these the whole
I've had
time?
these the whole
You
time.
just think this is great.
I know. I don't know why I didn't use them before now.
Wait. Stand by with that one. Stand by with that one.
I use these on my actual radio show.
I imagine that's what happens like when Rick and Michonne go lay down on the couch and Rick's like, ah.
You think he came in his pants?
Probably, dude.
Prematurely?
Probably.
I really thought that
Michonne's kind of hot, dude.
She is. I thought Carl was totally paying
Was that Michonne?
Oh man,
I can see her being a screamer.
Oh man, I could definitely see her be like a grunter. Oh yeah, that's creepy. I'd be like, you know what? I think we're done here, babe. This was a bad idea.
Man, I think next time I need to start bringing us in with some applause. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I like this. Oh, these are good.
You know what? I have
to long applause.
I have to use this on myself. I've gotten a little off subject here. So, anyways, the
nice.
We're having
That
so
was
much
good.
fun with the sound effects.
Jesus.
Yes.
So, how were you happy with Jesus' appearance?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I see. I think from the previews from next week's episode, he says a line that he says from the comics, like your world's about to get a lot bigger, or something like that. Because I think what they're setting up is next episode he's going to take them to the hilltop village, which is setting up for Negan because they go to the hilltop and then they've actually already casted the leader of that community.
Oh, Gregory?
They've already casted him. I knew who he was too.
He's such a pencil neck. I'm telling you, a real milk
and you know they go there and they're like, hey, we've got this Negan problem. There's this guy Negan that's bullying us for supplies, and if you guys take him out, we'll...
See, that's what I'm thinking his explanation for stealing that truck's going to be. Is like, look, dude, we got to pay up to Negan. You know, I'm doing what I got to do to keep my people safe.
Right.
You know, so look, you know.
Did we talk last week about the car in the background?
Yeah. No, we didn't. We did
no,
not.
and I saw
There's a car in the background of the scene with the...
so Negan saw Daryl blow
They're
those
thinking that
fellas
that's
up.
what's going on. I couldn't remember if we talked about that or not, but I found that out. If you pause the scene, look very closely, there's a small car
and it pulls up.
that pulls up.
And and this is all, my dad was like, well, how would he see him that far away? But it's, number one, it's a show. Number two,
maybe at a periscope.
Daryl well, that's what I said. He might have one of those telescopes. I told my dad, Daryl hung on to that rocket launcher for a while, too, after he shot. So, I mean, Negan probably rolled up, saw an explosion, used his telescope, and freaking saw Daryl standing there with a rocket launcher. And then when he shows up, it's going to be just like when in the comics when Rick and them killed his men. He's going to say, hey, you killed some of my men.
And they'll show that in a flashback. But
instead of maybe eeny, miny, mo, he'll just point out Daryl and be like, it was you. Come on up. And then...
Ooh, what if Glenn steps up and volunteers as tribute?
What if Morgan goes? Who was my third last week?
Somebody big is going to die in the season finale. It's going to happen.
Daryl, Morgan, and somebody else.
Did you say Michonne?
Did I say
it was
Michonne?
Glenn.
Did I say Glenn? I might have said Glenn.
I thought it was Glenn Morgan.
Glenn's always on the...
Yeah.
Glenn and Daryl. You've been pretty adamant about Daryl dying.
I just think it's going to happen.
Shake it up a lot.
I think it's going to happen. But at the same time, now I'm seeing a lot of folks. Now, you guys have known since we started this, I've been saying I thought that Negan's appearance was going to be to kill Daryl. Mm-hmm. I've been saying that since like the end of season 4 when we didn't even know when Negan was coming up. I was like, when he shows up, it's not going to be Glenn, it's going to be Daryl. I'm telling you. And now a lot of people are starting to say, or they are saying that online too. So now I kind of wish they wouldn't.
Riding your coattails, pal.
I kind of now wish they wouldn't do it because now apparently people are expecting that. So now switch it up. Bring Maggie out there and beat her to death. How tragic is that? She's pregnant too. I say that. Please don't do that, story writers. I'd be really sad. Wow. You know what? It could be Michonne now. Her and Rick are in love.
That's right. And we bring it back to the beginning of the episode.
And like I said, keep in mind, Rick said, though, obviously they're not in a relationship in real life, but Rick said that the season finale made him sick. Like, when he read the script, he woke up that night and could not go to sleep. A lot of them
didn't. Maggie
didn't want to come to work the next day.
What's her name?
So Lauren, someone's going to get brutally destroyed. It could be Michonne now. I hope not. Rick and Michonne hooking up now changes everything because let's face it, this is The Walking Dead. They're not going to have a happy-go-lucky, skip through the field with flowers relationship where it's like, oh, Carl, it's not going to happen. Like something screwed up is going to happen.
Them hooking up, like that was a twist that hit me more than like some character deaths.
I never saw that
coming. I did not see that coming at all.
Nope. I mean, it was... I could have cracked a joke there, but I'm not.
Crack it. Let's hear it.
Yeah. No, we've already had like 2 or 3 good come-in jokes. We might as well make another one.
No. We'll
keep the drum on standby.
It's too raunchy? It's a little too much?
A little too raunchy.
Is it racially charged?
Not at all, but it's just...
Because that's what, this is what the country needs. Rick and Michonne getting together.
But I never saw that coming. Now, what do we like better, Richonne or Mick? I mean, together.
Richonne. I'm sorry.
Together, we are Mick.
Mick sounds like some Australian character that they introduced on the show. On Mick. I'm going to cut some zombies up with my knife.
I can't do a good Australian accent.
I can't either, apparently.
I think that I had said, one of y'all did. I think I had said that the wolf was British, but apparently he was from Australia, which I think he's still somehow British. Australia, yeah.
Is he coming? Oh, no, he died.
No, he's dead.
Where's the dude that took Daryl's motorcycle and crossbow?
We haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him. That could end up being Dwight. It's
been Dwight. Somebody said that a while back.
Either he said that or I said that, but it's
one of us.
It's been a while now. Plenty of time for him to get up with Negan. He owed Negan debts anyways.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for him to get up with Negan, for Negan to take his wife, and then for him to do his wife behind Negan's back, and then for Negan to burn his face with an iron.
What if Negan kills Daryl with his crossbow?
That'd be sweet. But we do know he beat someone to death. We've seen that.
Well, yeah, what if he shoots him but he doesn't kill him?
Right.
And he's like, I don't feel like reloading this damn thing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's the thing about crossbows.
That's the thing is Robert Kirkman used to say that, like with Herschel when he died, he said the more popular the character is, the more brutal their death will be. But really, you haven't had, since Herschel, too many, I guess you could say some, but you haven't had any main characters.
Tyler Ferguson or whatever, the kid from Everybody Hates Chris.
Chris was pretty brutal, but I don't feel like he was a fan favorite. So I guess we haven't had, which I don't know, Tyrese had, his death wasn't really brutal.
That was more of an epic
right.
kind of thing.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that, but I hope that he stands by that with this. You need to screw us up. I want to come in here to podcast after the mid-season finale and just be like, I don't really have anything to say.
If they kill Michonne, I don't know that I'll be back, quite frankly. I think I might hang this up.
Really?
I don't know if I can carry on. I might not even read the comics after that.
Could you imagine the day after? I cannot wait. I'm going to go back and listen to this episode on the day after the season finale.
Right.
And just compare our tones and how much we hate our lives.
Season finale.
So I'm riding a high right now, you guys.
I could tell, bro.
Yeah,
you need to put that thing away.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are one bit.
I didn't think it'd make you so uncomfortable. What do you want from me?
I didn't either. I don't know.
I
don't know.
We sit on the same side of the table, and Justin doesn't know. I figured it'd be our little secret.
That's true. Now it's yours, mine, and everybody who listens secret.
Justin, you don't need to know what's going on over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I see Michonne's face every time that's gonna play now. Man. Dude. I'd still hit it, even with that voice. I'd still in a loving. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is.
What did you say? You said with you.
Yeah, it's like oh god.
Why do that again?
Did Rick ever really penetrate Jesse? He's probably sitting on months and months and months of backed up jelly.
I don't think him and Jesse ever.
I think he is.
Oh man, these sound effects are not going to get old quick at all. I'm so excited.
Oh man, I need to add more to my collection.
I hope he got it in with Jesse.
I don't think he did.
He deserves it.
I don't know that he had the time.
You think he just got to third base? No, maybe second base.
I think he got to first. I think they
tried
made
to
it
steal
out.
second, and she was like, "No, so my son's upstairs. We got to be quiet."
She would, yeah.
Really, if you be quiet, you'll attract the walkers. You know.
Man, so yeah, but we did see Michonne and Rick pop up in their naked glory, ready to kick some ass.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
wow.
great.
I wonder how awkward that was for them to do all that scene because they're probably like really like family on the set of the show.
Oh yeah.
So as actors, that had to.
I'm
be
sure
a little...
he had to have like a sock or something, and she probably
Good
had.
cock
Dude,
sock.
what does a sock do?
They
like a sock,
probably
like duct tape or a
had
metal plate
underwear on or
something.
something, and they just like Photoshop it out.
She probably had like nipple pasties or something on. That was,
Which
yeah,
still
man.
would
That
be
was very
awkward.
erotic at the end there. It looked like
It
the
was
cover of a
very.
book or something.
Yeah.
Like Forbidden Love, Man.
Man.
And then who was it came in the end?
Jesus.
Yeah, that was Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Who was it who entered the room in the last scene? That was Jesus.
It was
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stepped in at like just
this dude is pissing me off.
So what
That's
do we
what
think we're going to see next episode? The Hilltop. We think he's going to the Hilltop. Is it Gregor? No, Gregory is.
Yeah, that's Hilltop.
Is that the Hilltop
Yeah.
leader?
Ezekiel is the kingdom.
The kingdom,
Who in
yep.
the comic, that's who Michonne was boning.
Now, I haven't heard anything about that. Like, I heard about, see, that's the thing, too. The leaks with The Walking Dead are getting out of control. People need to, they need to figure out how to keep this under wraps better.
Yeah, man. In the age of cell phones,
It's hard, I know. But, I mean, I just say that because, like Gregory from the Hilltop. I know he was casted a month or two ago. And pretty famous actors playing him. I can't think who off the top of my head, but
boy.
If Ezekiel had been casted, I feel like we'd have heard that already because he's another fan favorite. I'm anxious to see who they cast as Shiva.
Yeah.
I think these leaks that they do, I think some of them are controlled by the studio.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
a lot of people they say spoilers don't really affect how they feel about something. But plus, if you see like Negan beating the crap out of somebody, like the blue screen, like you're talking about it all scene.
Oh yeah, it's one of those I love and I hate the spoilers. I love them because they give me they give you like pieces to the puzzle you can piece together. But at the same time, I hate them because they somewhat can take away the element of surprise.
Like the Batman versus Superman trailer.
I saw another trailer this weekend. It was like a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah, it gives away a lot of stuff about the things. I'll go back and watch it.
Just so you guys know,
I thought that was going to be
just so you guys. Oh, okay, I got you.
Sorry. Back to The Walking Dead. Anyway,
just so you guys know, I was being signaled there. That time I was. Not
I was
crazy
setting up
with
for the joke, and all I did was point at the screen.
Maybe we could do some trivia. I do all this on the radio. I've got our contest sound effects.
We have got to figure out how to get calls from people. That's the next logical.
We can do like a live stream one night. Pick like a random.
We can do that.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
technology exists. Dude, those movies are so freaking funny.
Which one?
The Minion movies.
Oh, I never saw
Like,
them.
dude, I don't know what it is about those little yellow dudes, but they crack me. Okay, so
Back to The Walking Dead.
love it. That's by far my favorite one.
But okay, so as we head to the end of this podcast, so now,
Already?
JP, what do you expect to see next week? We're going to the Hilltop. Do you think that we'll have mention of Negan in next week's episode?
I think Jesus' explanation for stealing that truck is they had to pay up to Negan.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think they're going to go to the Hilltop. And it's basically like a Magnificent Seven kind of thing. Rick and his gang are like, you know what? Pay up to us and we'll protect you from this butthole.
That's
But
pretty
then
much
he's
what
gonna-
they do in the
yeah.
comics.
Or
and
maybe
then-
Rick will be like, hey, why don't you guys join us? And why don't we combine forces? But he's like, no,
Well,
we're our own
that's
people.
eventually where it goes.
What if-
Because they don't really know what they're up against.
I should be
at
writing
first.
for the show.
What
I
if
knew that.
Show Rick just steps up and is like, is he pretty badass? And they're like, oh, he's really badass. And Rick goes, nah, we don't want none.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, bro. We're good.
We're out. We've already fought cannibals, a psychotic one-eyed guy who my son now resembles.
I think Carl will get his. I hope Carl will get his eye patch soon.
Oh, he needs to
See it.
He
I've been
needs to.
waiting for this since the beginning of the season. So
I'm
that's
thinking
about time
back.
it
He still
happened.
has the regular bandage though
Yeah.
when he goes to Negan's place, right? When he goes
I
to,
think you're right.
What is their place called? The Sanctuary.
I
Yeah,
wanna say the
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Because they're the saviors.
Yeah, and I think he still has the bandage. So I'm hoping.
Christian undertones going on in this show. Jesus and the Savior.
Yeah, but I don't know how Christian it is with
He is a homosexual.
Rick and Michonne are like an Adam and Eve.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Boy, it really makes
But-
me miss Jocelyn.
But
Never mind. I
was looking at you like, what the hell's happening?
No worries there.
Who's Jocelyn? Do you want to tell us?
We had a
her?
brief romance. She was African American.
Oh,
yeah.
Was she or Michonne?
Wait. So are you saying like she's from Africa?
Well, she was African American.
She's just a black woman. I mean,
she was a beautiful black woman.
Like she had the thick accent and everything.
No, she was very well spoken.
Nice, like South African,
but not much on in the backyard, which was disappointing.
Well, tell us what happened with
a fenced-in
Jacqueline.
Backyard.
Jocelyn,
what happened?
Jacqueline,
please.
What happened?
We just had to part ways. Yeah. There was
I'm really like, I wasn't even expecting that one. That was good.
I set up for that.
I keep forgetting every 5 minutes. I keep forgetting you have those. Oh, sorry. So anyway,
all right. So Jesus, I was very happy with Jesus. I really, one thing I noticed too. Did you might not have noticed this, but how many times his stocking cap should have fell off, but it didn't?
How much hair is underneath there?
There was so many scenes where you could tell that stocking cap was like at the tip of his head, and they probably had it like taped or something. Because he had a car door pop him in the head. I mean, that'll take your stocking cap right off.
What time of year is it there?
I don't know, because Rick and Daryl's wearing like sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little warm.
And
for that.
he was bundled up, man. Like he's in Manhattan in mid-January.
I think in the comic it was more winter time when this happened, because Negan's always wearing that leather jacket, which I'm going to be very pissed if he does not have like some kind of signature.
Has it snowed or anything on there yet?
I don't think we've actually seen it.
Because they're in a prime area for it to be snowing.
Oh, absolutely. They talk about the winters being rough and everything. But
I want to see some snow-covered zombies. That's got to be, it's got to be more difficult for the zombies to move around.
They mention that a lot in the comics, actually. Yeah. Rick talks about how it's slow. Like in the winter, the zombies get slower because their joints are stiffer. It's easier to get through them in the winter, but the conditions, so it's rough. They're doing a good job of having the zombies consistently rot, I'm noticing, too. Like in season 1, a lot of them look like people. That's a good question.
Yeah, but
you want to see some zombie wiener, some zombie badge?
I don't know. I just for you're just curious, studying purposes, like just for the ability to know, just to know what it is, ethics and whatnot. But how do they tighten their belt?
Like maybe they just had it on really tight before they turned.
Right, and I'm a bigger guy. I don't think I could be a zombie on Walking Dead.
I think
the requirement is to be like under 97 pounds.
Yeah,
if you want to be an extra on that show.
Well, you got to look like you're like withering away. You know what I mean?
I guess maybe just as they decompose, like the clothes kind of like meld to them.
Whatever. Where are all the fat zombies? That's what I want to see.
I think they got eaten first, and there's just nothing left.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's true. It's a good way to look at it.
Fat zombies.
Natural selection.
So I don't know. That is a good question. # where are the fat zombies? Get that trending.
There was the one down in that well. That's really the only one I thought I can remember.
Yeah, that one was pretty fat, and they really said he was fat because he was just kind of bloated, from the water
all
and everything.
All them snakes in him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of snakes.
But so, are we missing anything from this week's episode? Jesus, we were very pleased with Jesus' arrival. We got to slightly see that he kicks ass, but he was quickly in the comic. He took Abraham and Michonne like it was, nothing. I mean, like he had them on the, took them out easily as far as a fist fight. But in this, he kind of took Rick a little bit, and he kind of took Daryl, but then they kind of overpowered him. But I kind of feel like he let them get the upper hand. I feel like this Jesus, I do like that they're playing it off as if he's very well calculated and is always planning ahead. I'm pretty sure that whole ride back to Alexandria, he was not unconscious.
I was thinking the same thing.
Probably listening to everything they were saying to figure out what kind of people they were.
You think he was laying his head on Daryl's shoulder on purpose, trying to cop a little feel, breathe on his neck a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was hilarious, too. You missed some good comedy, because Daryl kept pushing Jesus off of him. And
I gotta go back and watch the episode.
And Rick would really swerve it so that he fell over onto his shoulder.
I heard there was a lot. Like I read the synopsis of the episode. Well, since the app wasn't working, I'll read about it. And they said it was a really funny episode.
Yeah, it had a lot of comedy.
It was a great one. I really, really liked this one.
I enjoyed it. I saw someone complain that it was too slow. I'm like, are you serious?
I expected it to be way slower because that's normally how they are.
Right,
they just calm down to them and say they're too slow.
Right. I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, it was lots going on. We got introduced to a character who, for those that don't read the comics, I'm just going to say is an awesome character. We'll leave it at that. I mean, if you don't read the comics, Jesus is awesome. I mean, he's a great, great character. He's a fan favorite. I mean, a lot of folks really love Jesus.
I love him.
A lot of folks really love Jesus.
That's true. It's just America.
I mean, he's, known all over the world, folks. But yeah, so
I wonder if he's Jewish.
I don't know.
That'd be a real kick in the teeth, huh?
I mean, similarities.
But
Jesus was a Christian.
He was
Jewish. No, he was. Yeah, he was.
Jesus was Jewish.
Jesus
that was
loved
one of
himself.
those religious class in college. One of the extra credit questions was true or false. Jesus was a Christian. I think like half the class got it wrong.
For him to be a Christian, he'd have to love himself, and somewhere in there's a Jesus masturbation joke. Somewhere.
Now. Wrong sound effect.
What happened? Where are we?
Cut the commercial.
Oh, jeez.
I tried to. I wanted to hit that twice. What I should have done was went.
Oh my God! We went straight to commercial.
My system. See, on the radio, we used to have this program, this thing where we would have people call in and play Would You Rather. So I would be like, would you rather do this or that? And then we would get like the majority. And it was, so that what you just heard was my radio intro to that game, which we don't do anymore. I was trying to hit this repeatedly because we were talking about Jesus like that. So I just wanted to basically to do this.
Like we've gotten so racy. You're just cutting us off.
Man, that was this. I have definitely laughed a lot this episode.
It's been a good time.
No, just kind of. So how about Deadpool? The Deadpool movie's really great. I'm enjoying that.
I will. I'll also mention that Jocelyn was much light skinneder than he should.
You don't see me standing behind JP with a lead pipe. Oh.
That was frightening.
Oh man,
that timed up perfect when he's like, but I do have to tell you guys about Jocelyn. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, dude, Jocelyn, she's out there somewhere.
She's lurking.
She's
waiting.
listening.
She wants her revenge. I know it. We shouldn't have dry humped in the parking lot of.
That's what's happening as you're dry humping in the parking lot. Oh, slipping up. Yep, those sounds. Yuck.
Don't.
Oh, Lord,
is that
mercy.
copywritten? Is that sound?
I don't know. Every
that
radio
word's in the
station
dictionary.
in America uses it. So,
Oh man,
That's
good
gotta-
times,
I
guys, good
apologize,
times.
folks, for all of the sound effects,
That
but they
was
have my
wonderful.
stomach hurts. I got a pretty good ab workout
That
from
was
laughing at
fun.
these sound effects. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, all
pop up
right,
again.
leaving this episode because we're running over. Jesus was awesome. Carl really seems to be recovering from his eye thing. He doesn't seem to be harping on it too bad. I think he's accepted it and moved on.
In the comic, he was super bummed because he's all disfigured.
Negan makes him cry about it in the comics, from picking on him.
You
for
can
it.
straight up see his skull, from that wound.
You know how hormones are in teenagers. I was trying to make a pirate joke. That did. I'm sorry.
I liked it.
I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna laugh. But I liked it.
But I wasn't going off top. Oh,
It was just that bad.
It was that bad. I'm sorry.
Oh man, but so yeah, I want to make sure there's nothing we're leaving out on this episode, but really I think we covered it. I mean, Daryl and Rick found Jesus.
Yes.
Big things happened, but not that many things happened.
Right. It was really focused on Jesus, and then you had the Richonne, which was the biggest twist in.
I'm so glad
in
that
the history
of
the
all the
show,
episode, I got to see
me.
that part.
Zombie
Right.
Diana, we didn't mention that much.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She was. I mean, she plays creepy well.
Yeah.
She looked scary when she made her last stand, and then she looked even creepier, and that was kind of sad for Spencer. But if he's anything like the comics, he's a douchebag, so I don't feel that bad for him if he does what he's going to do.
I have never met a Spencer I liked.
Right.
Just gonna say that.
Actually, you know what? I do know a very nice guy named Spencer.
I'm sure he'll let you down eventually.
I've been to Spencer's in the mall.
Ah, that store's never let me down.
No,
Agreed.
No.
Well, so Enid, we didn't see. I liked how they showed the wall with the names on it.
Yeah.
Glenn's name was faded out. We didn't really see much of Glenn. We saw Maggie try to connect with Enid because I guess she sees that she's a little, feeling isolated or kind of alone. So she tried to reach out to her. We didn't really see much from Glenn.
Nope.
Or Morgan.
Did the lesbian nurse do anything this episode?
Other than
She
ask for
asked for the
soda.
Yeah. Oh, surprise.
Get on Daryl's nerve.
You sure you don't want like a diet soda or anything? No.
No.
Just a regular
No diet.
Just a regular soda.
Well, she asked for pop, which was even more annoying.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Daryl's like, pop? What are you talking about?
Another comedy bit.
Yeah.
What's pop?
She's from I'm
'Cause
from
she's from the Midwest.
Ohio,
Oh.
okay?
God.
JP,
She wasn't so snarky about
hit
it.
a note for
okay.
me.
A note?
Yeah, me.
I
Okay, do it again. There you go. Now I got your levels right.
Oh,
Matt,
gosh.
I accidentally took yours down.
Oh, no.
Have I been on this episode at all? Did
Yes,
anyone hear me?
No, you've just been very loud.
Oh.
Not you, but your levels.
I've been loud. Am I okay?
Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah,
Are we
you
going to
guys-
go back and talk about everything again? 'Cause
I was
I'm
gonna
totally
say,
down for that.
This is a really good thing to do at the end of the episode.
I just noticed when JP said something, it was like, man, his levels are through the roof. But yeah, so good podcast. I'm sure we left something out, but I think we covered the biggest parts of the episode. I'm
gonna give a pending rating on my.
Oh yeah, I keep
now.
forgetting to do those. We need to rate these episodes.
You're here to corral me into the conversation. I'm here to remind you about giving the
I'll
scores.
press this button. I'll press it. I'll corral you.
You know, I once had a button that I found. So anyway, that's I'm gonna be able to turn just like that. Right?
Oh yeah.
Pending score right now. I'm gonna say a 6.
And that is considering the only thing he saw. So you're rating Rick and Michonne's
Because I'm
love
very
scene
uncomfortable
as a 6?
about it right now.
Geez.
I'm very uncomfortable. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm scared. I think it means that there's new threats out there for Michonne that we didn't have before.
Well, it's just, I don't know, the dynamic of it. I just didn't see them two getting into a relationship. But depending on how it plays out, I may be in a fan. I may go back and be like, oh, that was the beginnings of the sweet trappings of love.
No doubt there'll be a kick-ass couple. Like that's one house in Alexandria you don't want to break into.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
And then you got Carl in the same house. Let's not forget. I like Carl now. Like I have turned around. I like Carl now that he's gotten over his snobby teen thing. You know,
Rick Grimes and his samurai wielding sword girlfriend
and his just badass little one-eyed kid.
Son. Yeah. Like wow, I definitely would not mess with that. No. You know, Lilith's Judith. Why do I want to call her little Lilith? I don't know why. Judith is gonna start learning to shoot a gun around like 1 or 2. How old is she right now? She's got to be close to 2.
Close to 1.
That
right?
baby has gotten huge.
Like Carl. I mean, we're like a year and a half into the zombie apocalypse, and puberty has smacked the crap out of him.
It happens. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with him when he's like older.
I rate this episode a solid 8.5. Huh. I could really even go into 9. It's really hard to give a 10. Mm-hmm. I gave one last week just because that mid-season premiere was off the hook. But I will give it a solid. I'll give it a solid 8.5. Mm-hmm. I could give it an 8.5.
I'm sure I'll change.
It was a great episode.
Depending on what
really. What about you, JP?
Well, I actually maybe this is just my heart talking. I like this one better than the mid-season premiere. I mean,
did you?
Yeah, A+.
Wow.
10 stars. Whatever you want.
Did you say 2 stars or 10?
10.
Oh, wow,
13.
dude. Save some stars.
I loved it.
Like, even on Star Search, they only did 4 stars.
Why do you have to put me in a box? Why are you doing that?
I'm sorry.
This bird you cannot cage.
No.
I worked for a classic rock station. I had to.
And this bird you cannot... Oh, change.
Look, I'll do this to myself.
That's it. Nice. Well, dude, I'm mad that I couldn't figure out the song for a second. Were you saying, were you quoting Freebird for a minute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm an idiot.
JP's a bird you cannot cage.
That's true. He's in a glass case of emotion. He's a peacock. You got to let him fly.
And what's your dog's name, JP? What was your dog's name that I met?
Riggs.
It's like
Riggs.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion.
Nice. Yeah. He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's got a cool dog. Yeah. All right, so we've got our ratings. We've got our podcast. Good time. Matt.
I'm going to go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it, and then you can enlighten us on anything we might have left out.
I'm going to watch it.
For you guys, subscribe, please. Let's get those subscriptions. Let's keep them going. Share with your Walking Dead friends. We do this for you. We do this for you, the listener.
Yep. It's true. I mean, we definitely don't do it for us.
No. And Christian got his prize pack.
Oh yeah, that was so cool looking. He did a really good job of the setup on it. It looks
set it
nice.
Up, made it look nice.
Check out that Facebook.
Get those
page.
sexy Michonne socks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go like our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. The Twitter is @podcastdead. So yeah, just look that up.
@podcast.
And don't laugh at the low. Our Facebook is getting it's starting to grow.
Nobody uses Facebook.
Well, Facebook,
anyway,
man, it's just so limited. They don't. So go over and like our Facebook page. Get those numbers up. Subscribe, and we'll see you next week. I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
Oh,
Werewolves of London.
Yeah, I'm JP.
Dun, 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 dun.
See you later.